Good afternoon. First thing to make sure is hi. Thank you for joining us on this. Yep, there's my stomach. So please make sure that you are in good health before you embark on any training program. If you've not done Pilates before, please revert back to other videos. We're going to start and just roll ourselves down, gently letting your spine touch the ground. And we'll just begin with getting a little bit of a feel for where our bodies are. So feet closer to the bum, in line with your bottom bones. Get the mat out the way. It was a wee bit windy. See? And I just went, yeah, all right, whatever, it will stay there. So a little bit of breath to begin with, which just let your belly inflate. And with the breath then, the pelvis starts to rock. Really, really gentle. I've lifted my arms so you can see that my pelvis is going down into the ground as my pelvis tucks. And then my spine is arching off the floor when I go the other way. And you can come up a wee bit higher. It's just get to grips with where you are, yeah? A wee wiggle, the stretch of the arms. You want your spine as long as you can get it on the floor. So much of our work is elongation. So that's what we're aiming for here. And when the arms go overhead, you can get even more stretch, which is a beautiful way to wake up, basically. So then we're going to go into neutral spine. So SAS and pelvis on the same horizontal plane, arms in the air, and you will do a curl up. Head lift first, please. So slight head lift, chin drops in, a breath out, curl up without letting your belly bulge or losing your neutral. So that pelvis stays still. Tendency for me in particular can be to tuck my tail, so I have to work for that. And of course we're doing a head lift to make sure that we put our head in the right place and don't overstrain the neck or overuse the core and not use the neck at all. Right? A really, really important part of Pilates, otherwise you end up with hurting your neck and everyone complains they get neck ache. It's just because you're not lifting it correctly. This time we curl up and we're going to add in tabletop legs, so marching legs. So one comes up, bing, and it goes down. So the movement is at the hip joint, not at the knee, but at the hip, which I'll point to in a sec. Shoulders, please make sure that they are reaching away from you. Movement there. Hip joint, hip joint, hip joint, hip joint. Not a foot flick, not a knee move. Lift through the head, reach through the fingers. Armpits are engaged and on. You'll see as I take my arms over, my face went, oh shit, that got harder. Okay. And then we're going to move into holding on to the legs and giving yourself a wee hug here. A little bit more of a lift. Press down to lift up. So a lot of contrast can happen in our Pilates moves. Okay, curl up a little bit higher, a little bit higher, a little bit higher. Draw the belly down, lift up through the neck. Shoulders are a big thing. Armpits on, please, will help you a lot in this stuff. Okay, you're pushing your knees into your hands down into your knees. A really beautiful way to get hip joint connection. Oh, and then you do it again. So press down in your hands, push into the knees, and that connection will actually, especially if you struggle with this move, will help you to lift up. My legs are about hip bone distance apart. Okay, they're 4 or 5 inches apart and not squeezed together, better on my hip joint. Hands behind your head, legs stretch up into the air. I'm going to play with breath here. Breathe out to lower the legs or into the lower legs. What is it with my trousers? I know my legs are different lengths, but come on. Anyway, you can, depending on how you're connecting into your breath and body, you can breathe into the lower the legs or breathe out to the lower legs. And I encourage you to try both. The biggest thing is as your legs go down, your spine doesn't do a big whee and leave the floor. Your spine stays the same. Elbows lift to the ceiling like someone's picking you up. This is not acceptable, people. Do not, okay? Keep the connection or do not take your legs so low. Thank you. Okay, so from there, now I've had my little nag and my moan. Legs are going down, stomach stays beautifully flat. They touch the floor. Oh, big move coming up. So we're coming up into 100 position. Exhale to lift, stretch through the shoulders and arms. Draw the core in and float both legs up. Then you go all the way back down. Now, my legs are super squeezed tight together, which helps into my abdominal connection. My head is floating up, my arms are reaching long. There's a whole heap of contrast going on in a lot of my body right now. So, rib cage draws down, body comes up, zip up into the core. And of course you have to do that with your voice. Don't ask me why, but we do. This time, coming up, bending the legs please. Take hold behind the thighs and use that to lift yourself up. Watch what your shoulders do. And this is a semi-teaser. So teaser is a really interesting move for the body, okay? Deep abdominals need to switch on. You draw yourself up. And now here I can get, with my legs bent like this, right up on top of my butt bones. But only because my legs are bent. It's my spine, my shape, whatever. You will feel different in a different way, okay? When I start to straighten my legs, I can't maintain that butt bone feeling. And that's my body. So if you can, great. But we're going to try to challenge ourselves in different ways. So on the next one, we come all the way up from the floor. Now I do legs straight, and what you'll see is a little bit different in that I am now off my butt bones. I'm in a little bit of flexion. If I go straight, it just doesn't, it's such a challenge for me. I am better with my legs bent. So on this one, I'm a little bit scooped. On the other one, I can bend my knees and I can get on my butt bones for a different challenge in the body. All the way down for this repetition, and then whew, you're going to inhale. So there's my exhale. You're going to inhale and lift up. Challenge is to get the arms and the legs parallel. Then we exhale to go down. We stay off the floor, and then whoosh, up you get, up there, up you come. If you have a wobbly tail, which I kind of do through my sacrum, you'll put towels on either side of your butt. We'll show you that another time. It's like, get up there, get up there, get up there. I can. Oh, coming all the way up this time, lifting up tall and then going, ha. Shake it out. Good job. You made it.